Good morning, Jim and Ruth.
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Holly. So I'm thrilled to have you here on Holly's Hot Wedding Tips. So I was wondering, what are the most common mistakes you see couples making when they're planning their wedding?
Well, a lot of times, people get so caught up in the beauty and the magic and all that, and they're like in the pink bubble, and then the stresses start hitting, and the pink bubble might pop, and they might think, uh-oh, our marriage is in trouble, or we shouldn't be doing this, but it's all normal. We don't live in the pink bubble the whole time, so we have to learn how to deal with the difficulties and the stresses and the irritations. That's what makes a marriage strong.
Excellent. Yeah.
Just to add to that, what tends to happen a few weeks before weddings is couples get particularly stressed,
Right.
a little frantic, and they may want to call it off. But just try to calm down and really be prepared to take care of yourself in those final weeks.
Right, and I see similar things as I always tell brides and grooms that I want them to work on all their dancing weeks before their wedding, not that 2 weeks before.
Right.
That's not a productive
No.
time to learn things, because like you said, all those tensions build up and they just explode. It's too much and it's like, oh my goodness, what are we doing? I
Right.
understand that.
Yes, yes.
What's the best tip you have for a couple planning a wedding?
Take really good care of yourself. Take breaks, go to a beautiful location, sit and have a date by a lake and talk about it. Do things that are going to enhance the beauty so it doesn't feel pressured. So taking really good care of yourself and pacing
And
yourself.
I say, do it your way.
Yeah.
Burger King, right?
Right, yeah, there you go. Whichever you want.
Your style, let it reflect your values. You might use other people's suggestions, but you want it to be your wedding.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, what don't couples know about your type of business? You guys are specialists in
Healthy relationships.
healthy relationships.
Yes.
What do they need to know about healthy relationships?
Well, one thing is that relationships go through a lot of cycles. So, we got some things that go away for a while and then they come back and visit us again. And so life continues. It's an ongoing thing and there's always issues to work on in marriage. And hang in there and learn the skills. There's actual skills. There's actually things you can practice to really speak in a way that the other person hears you, really listen so the other person knows you get them, and all the communication skills and the lots of ways to build a healthy, sustaining relationship.
Great.
You need to be resilient and flexible to really adapt to all the changes that life requires. And we're going to have them. Conflict does happen. And on the note of conflict, there's some research out, and this is actually some well-established research that's been out for about 20-some years, that couples who get on the same page, agree with one another about how they're going to handle conflicts, actually, that's the best predictor for marital longevity.
Interesting.
Yeah, dealing with conflicts, that's our specialty.
Good, good. What questions should a couple be asking that they don't know to ask about relationships?
Well, I think it's really important to know each other's lifestyle. Like, what's important to you? What are our core values? What do we stand for? What's our mission statement of our relationship? Like, we've taken a stand in our relationship. We've written it out, what we stand for. And right now, we're calling ourselves warriors for love. Like, we're resilient. We can handle things, So what does each couple need to know about lifestyle? Are you more introverted? Are you more extroverted? Do you like a lot of busyness, or do you like a quieter lifestyle? What do you like? Really carve it out and get clear on the lifestyle choices. I think that would save a lot of heartache for people because they get a lot of surprises. Like, I didn't realize that was going to last the whole life. I thought that was a phase. But
Certain personalities, character, things like that. Some people like a lot of autonomy, and that works well if both of them like that. But if one of them wants a lot and the other doesn't, that's a problem. If one wants a lot of adventure and wants to be gone a lot for that, the other is not enrolled in it, that could be an issue.
Right. So we have these little circles. There's the you and me, and what kind of us do we want? How much overlap? Do we just want to touch every once in a while? Do we want to have our life so coordinated that, we know each other's every moves, or is there a nice, healthy overlap that we can both endorse? So just knowing where that you, me, and us lives.
Great. What's the most unique or unusual wedding couple that you've ever worked with as far as relationships?
Okay, that's an interesting one. Well, I'm thinking of a couple that seemed so different. She was so glamorous and she wanted this fairy tale wedding and she was in her ball gown and she was escorted across the polo field on a horse-drawn carriage.
Wow.
And he was like really shy and quiet and like withdrawn, and it was like, wow, how are they gonna do this? So, that was very challenging to watch the differences in them. I don't know where they've gone in these days, but
Interesting.
it's just so
For me,
different.
the husband deferred to the wife
Uh-huh.
in terms of having what he would consider, and I would consider too, but what he would consider an over-the-top type of wedding.
Uh-huh.
They even had a dessert cart at 2:00 in the morning, not on the street after you had
Wow.
a 20-course dinner.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
exaggerating just a bit.
Right.
And so he deferred to that and was a little bit concerned about it and upset about that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that is fabulous. Thank you so much for meeting with me and giving me
Welcome.
great wedding tips for brides and
Good,
grooms.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
we'd love to
you.
plug our book if we could.
Yeah, what's your book?
It's called The Secrets of a Soulful Marriage.
Wonderful.
And so it goes through lots of tools and tips of how to really create a masterpiece out of your marriage.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll look for those secrets of a soulful marriage later.
Yes.
And thank you so much for giving me Holly's Hot Wedding Tips for today.
You're
Thank you.
A lot of fun.